Hello again and welcome back to another web game review. This time we're back onto Newgrounds with Treehouse Hero. This one is it's quite interesting because it's a defense game, but it's got the same sort of mechanics as Peggle, which is you shoot down at the invading aliens, and which. It is quite interesting. I haven't played a game which has got this sort of Peggle mechanic, and it actually makes the game quite fun in that sort of respect. It certainly is. I think overall it certainly is a challenge. There's only 16 levels plus a boss, I think. So there isn't that much, but the enemies get tougher. These ones take one hit and then they get helmets, so they have to take 2 hits. It's sort of it's strengthening the enemy using the same logic as another PopCap game, actually. The PopCap being the guys who made Peggle, Plant vs Zombies, where the one-hit people get football American football helmets, and then they got 2-eyed people, which one eye pops out, and then they get another helmet, and then there's the 3-eyed people. I'm not sure if they get a helmet as well. You can get a variety of upgrades that help you during levels. Yeah, 15 levels. 15 levels including the boss, okay. You get bombs, which is the squirrel, which I always find that is quite funny. Squirrels. I think squirrels here in the UK are not really known as much as pests here in the UK. Here they're sort of, well, they are pests, but they're not. In America, they're sort of one of the big problems. Here, they're not. We have other sort of animals, foxes and things. But yeah, anyway, I like the aesthetic. The sort of I am the avenging squirrel, the mask of squirrel. Yeah, for the bombs, it's the squirrel carries a bomb. It goes off first hit, and that's it. The acorn fall. I'm not entirely sure if that was just a made-up thing or a thing for like Titanfall or something, but yeah, acorn fall. It's they drop flaming acorns drop from the sky, and the more you upgrade it, the more acorns fall. Then there's the lightning, which is you get a set amount of instant kill clicks. I think it starts off as 3, and every upgrade adds 1. So I've got about 7 at the moment, and it's just that freezes the enemy. But when they're frozen, it's a 1-hit kill on everyone. So in the latter levels, that can really save your bacon, and it has a few times. Then there's the 2 passive upgrades. One, the timer, which slows the enemies down for a small period of time, and that gives you double cash. And then the times 2 gives you double cash. Because the cash you have to collect during the levels like that. You actually have to slightly go out of your way to collect the cash. So I think it ends up being an example of a bomb. It's boom. Yeah, it's a very interesting mechanic, and actually having to go out of your way to get the cash brings a level of challenge to it, especially in the latter levels, where, because in these early levels I can spend time just constantly getting coins and things like that, but in the latter levels you really can't. You just constantly fighting the enemy, which is aliens. There's always aliens, always seems to be like this. for the presentation, it's actually very good. The sort of the cartoonish style works quite well for it. Yeah, I really quite like this game. It's quite fun in that sort of Peggle sense, where it's you keep going and ricochets, because the challenge is ricocheting the enemy, especially for the boss. It's using the falling enemies, which is interesting. But yeah, this is a game I really quite like. It's very well presented. It's very well thought out. You can reset your data as well if you want to. Start again with the less upgrades. You can get it on the App Store and through Google Play. It's very good. I really quite like it. I very much like it. It's that sort of. I think the one criticism I have is that it's actually really quite short. Because I've played quite a few of the Peggle games, so I'm quite decent at it. That sort of ricochet mechanic, and so 15 levels isn't that much. Yeah, so I would think like an extra add-on stuff would be nice. But apart from that, it's very good. It's not that often where the only major criticism I can give for it is that it's too short, especially for a web game. But yeah, very well presented and very, very well thought out. It's very, very good.